Hi, my name's Linda, and this is my Flosstube channel, Heritage Trace Studio. Thanks very much for joining me today. I especially want to welcome new people. I don't know how you found me, but I'm glad that you did, and I hope that you find something that you like and maybe tell other people about it. For those of you who are returning, I really appreciate the fact that you're back again. I know everybody, both new people and returning, have a lot of different places where you can spend your time. And so spending it here with me, I very much appreciate it. I'm hoping that you will hit the like button and subscribe and all of those good things. And just share what you see. It's good to build community, and this is a really nice one. So I have a couple of things that I want to do first off, and then I have a fully finished from last summer, and then a finish, and then two whips that I have been stitching on, and then we'll talk about patriotic stitching, since we're coming up on the 4th of July, and that's what people on Flosstube talk about this time of year. I hope that you're not burned out on it if you are a frequent Flosstube watcher. And hopefully I'll be able to share some things that you haven't seen in the normal course of things. So the first thing that we need to do is talk about the giveaways from last time. There were 3 items that were given away, and the first one was this chart. And the person who, I used a random picker to do the picks, and the person who won that is Jane Panovich 9818. Sorry, there's a lot of glare on the screen. Hopefully you can read that. Jane Panovich 9818. Congratulations, Jane. I hope that you enjoy stitching that. The second giveaway was a package of 10.5 by 18-inch 16 count black Aida, and it is still in the wrapper. I didn't want to take it out because I didn't want it to get dirty before it gets to its home. So the person that the random picker chose for that is Love Nana 21. Sorry, Love Nana 21. Okay, congratulations on winning that. And then the third item was this chart. Let's see if I can pull it back far enough so y'all can see it. And for the winner of that, the picker chose Serrana Stitches 2308. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, but here's how it is spelled. Serrana Stitches 2308. So if you all will contact me at the email address that you will find down in the description box and give me your address, I will get those sent out as soon as possible. And in the meantime, we're going to have a couple more giveaways this time. I recently acquired, you probably know that Blackbird Designs did a series last year for the 50th anniversary of the Beatles' first appearance on Ed Sullivan. And they did a series of charts named after some famous songs. This is Strawberry Fields Forever. Which I just thought I'd show you that when I stitch this, it's going to be on this fabric that I got in May from Be Stitch Me. It's called Grog. I think that will be a good pairing. Now, I have to admit that when I put this in the cart to purchase it, I got busy, and then I went back and I said, oh, you know, I really wanted to order that Strawberry Fields Forever chart, so I put it in the cart again. And I didn't realize that I was getting 2 of them, and you all are lucky because I'm going to give the second one away as a giveaway this time. So, oh look, it looks just the same. Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. And if you want to win this chart, you need to make a comment that includes the word Liverpool. Liverpool. When I was doing some genealogy research and I found out I had ancestors from Liverpool, I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm related. No, but you know, one could always hope. Okay, the second giveaway is some Fabric Flair fabric. This is, it's called Pumpkin. I believe, if I remember correctly, in the middle of this, there's a big pumpkin that is kind of transparent like these leaves are. And so you can stitch a design over the whole thing. And it's pretty cool. The, this is a 14 count Aida, and it does not say here the size. One moment, let me put my specs back on. I should have double checked before we started this. Nope, it doesn't say the size, but it feels like it's pretty good size. This is folded in quarters, and you see that it's like an 8.5 by 11, almost like a sheet of typing paper. So if you would like to get this fabric, in your comments, please put the word Flair. And so those are our 2 giveaways for this time. I hope that you will be careful about not saying things like giveaway and win and prize and all those kinds of words in your comments, because that causes people who troll various websites and social media to try to get in on what's being given away. And I really want it to be somebody who is a Flosstube watcher and somebody who is going to be able to put those to good use. So please be careful about not using any of those words that would cause that to happen. And also, I would very much appreciate it if you were a subscriber to the channel to qualify for winning one of the giveaways. I know that sometimes when you subscribe to a channel, you make it so that your subscription is private, which I fully understand and respect that, but that means that I can't tell that you're a subscriber. So if you want to be eligible for one of the giveaways, if you could change it to public, that would be very much appreciated. Okay, now the fully finished object that I have. Last summer, I stitched quite a bit of patriotic designs. And one of the things that I stitched was the 4th of July rules by Primrose Cottage. It's hanging up in my entryway a little bit too high for me to reach because I'm kind of a short person. So, and it's long. I don't know if you've seen any of their rules series. So it wouldn't be something I could easily show, but it was done on the same fabric and in the same colors as my Patriotic Quaker pillow right here. And they're both on a 20 count blue, and I believe this was called, it's by Fiber on a Whim and not Celestial, I can't think of it right now. I'll put it in the description box below because I'm sure it will come to me as soon as I'm done recording for today. But that's my little patriotic Quaker, which I dearly love, and I have some celebratory fabric on the back, and that is my fully finished object to share this time. Now, I have been stitching on, I showed last time that I was working on a whip, which is part of the Stars and Stripes collaboration that came out last year at Market from Plum Street. They did the stars chart, and Shakespeare's Peddler did the and stars part of this collaboration. The and is actually in the form of an ampersand, and this is the stars chart. And it is done, hooray! For most of the time since my last video, I stitched on this almost monogamously, but with a few other things I'll show you in a moment. But I really love the way it turned out. I did change a few things. The star in the middle has navy blue points. The little flag at the top has navy blue background, navy blue star points over on the side. And I kind of wish I had made the background. The background here is Weeks Dye Works gunmetal. It's gray behind the word stars. I kind of wish I had made that navy blue, as well as the little part of the bunting that is also in the gunmetal. I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to the patriotic colors, but I'm not going to redo it. I'm not going to take it out and start over because it is adorable, I must say. Terrific chart. And now I am stitching the stars section. And stars is, oh, I'm sorry, stripes section. I already did the stars. It'd be silly to do it again, wouldn't it? This is as far as I've gotten. I just started it the other day. And I am probably going to concentrate on this as my main focus until it's finished. I really want to get these done and be able to display them for the rest of the summer. I decorate in patriotic type decor from Memorial Day to Labor Day, so I want to be able to have that out and be able to see it each time I walk by the front entry. I also am stitching on Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. I haven't spent as much, oh, and excuse the dogs. Somebody must have just walked by on the street because somebody woofed. I have two dogs. I have a Westie. My husband and I have a Westie named Cooper, and then a rescue that is, we don't know what. His name is Max, but sometimes he's called Crackhead because sometimes he is. And they are both here nearby, so you might hear them. Okay, so here's Land That I Love. And since the last time when I showed this, I finished the O, and then I've got the PQRS. I don't believe I had this flower in, and I'm getting ready to do the rest of the flowers here, and then there's an American flag here, and then I have to come over. I don't have the beginning of the alphabet done over on the other side. And while I have the spine of the border completely done, I don't have a lot of the flowers. So there'll be a lot of work to come on that particular chart. I think, though, that I am going to concentrate on stripes first, and then depending on how long that takes me, and maybe what the next, both of these were on my WhipGo list for this year, so it depends on what the WhipGo numbers are that are going to be called next week. They are always called on the 25th of the month. I may decide to continue doing these patriotic charts, or we'll see what WhipGo says I should be stitching. If you're not familiar with WhipGo, it's kind of like bingo, only you have projects, and they call numbers every month, and then there are two numbers called every month, and that's the projects that you're supposed to work on that month. I have changed some of my projects that were on my WhipGo list around as the spirit moved me, but the saying goes, it's your WhipGo board, it's your rules. You don't have to follow any particular pattern. It's just kind of an idea. If people can't decide what to stitch next, there's this thing called WhipGo that can help them. If you'd like more details about WhipGo, you can put WhipGo, W-I-P-G-O, in the search bar on either YouTube or on, there's a Facebook page, and the Facebook page is where I usually see the numbers posted first on the 25th of each month. The next thing that I would like to share I wanted to show you that this is the bag that I made for the Stars and Stripes. Very appropriate, don't you think? And inside is just a plain white. I wanted to use all the patterned fabrics on the outside. I also have a bag that I made for the Liberty chart, and that one is right here, I believe. Yes, this is Liberty. Similar front, different back. Liberty is going to be a chart that I am going to stitch on very soon. I want it to be probably first priority on my summer stitching. And in case you haven't seen it, many people are stitching this. This is the cover sheet, Liberty, by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. Oh, it helps if I hold it right side up, doesn't it? I really love this chart, especially the saying in it which says, "Where liberty dwells, there is my country." That's a quote from Benjamin Franklin. And it kind of has a little bit of a Quaker look to the border. And then a cool building here with multiple flags, and of course the eagle with a flag. So that will be one of my, as soon as I finish stars, I'll work on Land That I Love again, and I'll also start Liberty. Now, other patriotic stitching that I would like to do during the course of this summer. Let's talk about that. There is Plum Street Summer Moon. Some people look at it and say, really, that's patriotic? Well, you know, there's a flag there. And I think if you were here for my first two videos, you probably heard me say I have a thing about rabbits, and there are two big, fabulous rabbits in this chart. Cool house, 1776, and the flag in front of a summer moon. And that is going to be stitched on another fabric from Be Stitch Me. It's called Honey. It has kind of a golden, it's later in the day than what I've been filming, and so the colors are not showing up that well, but it has a golden hue to it. I really like it. So that will be where I will stitch Summer Moon. The threads, it's all kitted up, ready to go. The threads, I'm doing all the called for. It's a combination of Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and DMC. It's going to be fun. Fun, fun, fun. So that will be one of my projects. I really hope I have it finished by the end of the summer, since it is called summer. And then another project I would like to get finished. By the way, I have a new website. It is called heritagetrace.com. And included on it, I have a blog. In the blog, I wrote about, there are two floss tubers, both named Nancy. There's the stitcher with the laughing face, that's one Nancy, and the other one, the other Nancy is the disorderly stitcher. And they are starting, Sally started it actually this month, and it's called 13 for the 250th. So the idea is that starting this month, you want to stitch one patriotic or more if you prefer, chart, with the goal being if you do one every month, by the time the 250th anniversary rolls around next summer, you'll have 13 finished charts done, and, or at least stitched, maybe not fully finished, but stitched, and that it is symbolizing the 13 colonies, of course. Go to their Flosstubes and they'll give you all the details that you need about it. I am going to try to do it, given the fact that I am already in WhipGo and it's telling me what I should be stitching, and sometimes I am a seasonal stitcher, which is why I like to stitch patriotic in the summer. Who knows what will happen in the fall and winter months, if I'll still be wanting to stitch patriotic on the 13 for the 250th stitch along. I don't know, we'll see. Also, I think I might need to clone myself because I don't have time to stitch everything I want to. This is a chart that I've had for quite a while. This is another Primrose Cottage, patriotic, red, white, and blue quilt. As a former quilter, well, not former, I still quilt. Not as much as I cross stitch, but I love all their quilt design pillows and have yet to do one. So I think starting off with one that's red, white, and blue would be a good place to start. So that's high on my list to do. If you watch Tara Sullivan, who has her channel's called Sully Stitches, she's a phenomenal stitcher, and someday when I grow up, I want to be like Tara. She has been stitching for quite a while little robin designs that are small pillows that are always in a set, in a trio, and whatever the theme is, whether it's spring or whatever the theme is, there's one in one solid color, another in another solid color, and then the third one combines the two colors. And I just had to get this when I saw it available because, you know, right up my alley with the Patriotic, and watching her channel, very inspiring. She whips these things out so fast. I don't know how she does it because I know for a fact that she works a lot of hours. She often talks about her schedule. Now, that is a little bit older chart. I think that's about 2 years old. And the Primrose Cottage quilt one that I just showed you a couple charts ago, that's 3 or 4 years old. This is relatively new. By relatively, I mean, not relatively, it is new. And it's called Thread White and Blue, and it's by Hands On Designs. And look, she's doing these cubes now, and it's not considered a mattress pincushion. It's considered a cube, all 4 sides equal. And isn't that one fabulous? Spools of thread on the side, flags. Yep, definitely need to try to get that one in the rotation. This particular chart is by Stacy Nash, and in addition to doing the fabulous animal crackers, she does all kinds of other cool things like this fabulous drum pin keep called the Big Blue House. I saw this, I think it was 2 years ago. I don't think it came out last year. And I've never done a drum, so I think that this would be a good way to start. The band around the drum, let me see if I can get a close-up for you, has a nice floral design. So I think that would just be so awesome. I'll have to figure out find some kind of pedestal, something to mount it on for the way to display it. And I think it's interesting because I was trying to determine one of the animals on here. When I first looked at it, I thought it was a camel, and it is not. It is a goat. A goat with patches on it. But, you know, can you see how it might have been mistaken for a camel if you look at it far away? Well, maybe. But here's the other funny thing. When I first looked at it, the grass underneath here, look, it looks like he's on skis. It made me chuckle. But the other cool thing about this chart is the brick house, which I plan on doing it all in the colors that she has used here. I love it. I love it all. I am a relative newcomer to Patterns by With Thy Needle and Thread, and I did a couple of Brenna Gervais spring designs this year, and I picked up Summer Swan. because look at that wavy flag. It's too good to pass up. When the swans first came out, because there's one for every season, I wasn't that crazy about them, but I did live in Boston area for a long time, and the swan boats are a big thing in Boston Garden and around the Commons. And yeah, so not only will this be patriotic, but it'll remind me of my time in Massachusetts. Another chart that I have gotten, and I'm looking for, this is from 2021. This is Heart and Hand, and this is Patriotic Tiny Town, which you can either do as a strip as shown or as a drum. I do think the big blue house is going to be my first drum, but this is kind of cute too. So maybe one day. Now, have you noticed that I think I've already covered 13 different projects that I could do for the 250th stitch along? It's because, I just love the charts. This one I have had for, this came out in 2022, and it's by Hands On Design, and summer baskets. When I first got this, I loved it because, they look like the centers of quilts, and they're red, white, and blue. So had to get that one. I also have the winter baskets, and I think I don't remember if it's fall or spring. I don't have all 4 of them, so I can't remember right now which one I'm missing, but I do like that one. This next chart is by Heartstring Samplery, which I like their charts very much. And this is I Stand with Columbia. And I think when I get around to doing this one, I'm going to try to do the design and make it two-sided, front and back. Put Justice on one side and I Stand with Columbia on the other. The next chart is from 2021, but I just recently saw this on about 5-6 months ago, actually. Just Keep Stitching with Pam and Steph. Pam received this as a gift in a gift exchange with someone that they know, and it was really cool. So the main chart is set up like a crossword puzzle, which is nice, but I also really like that they have the individual motifs that you can put together on a drum. I would think Big Blue House would be my first drum, and this will probably be my second drum. And there's also a strawberry here. I have several strawberry patterns. Someday I'll get around to doing some strawberries as well. But that's Liberty Games by Erica Michaels. Next one is another Plum Street, and this is the Equality Sampler. The Declaration of Sentiments. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. And then there are the leaders of the women's suffrage movement depicted here. A nice big flag, of course an eagle. Very cool chart. Don't know when I'll get around to that one, but it's definitely, oh yes, I want to do that one. I like doing things that are similar. Like I like those baskets, spring baskets, because there's 3 pillows that you do. I like the Liberty, Justice, those, comes in 3. These are 2 things that don't, they're designed by the same person. Her name's Robin Sample with October House of Fiber Arts. And one is Faded Flag. A lot of people were stitching this last summer. Came out in 2024. And then this summer in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, there is a similar type project called Let Freedom Ring. And so I thought it'd be cool to have both of those to be able to display out in a bowl on a table. Very different designs, but the same shape. So that would be a good thing to put together. The Cricut collection, they, as you may know, put out charts for every month of the year, and this is the chart for July. The Cricut collection. Cute. And one of the months, if I am doing the 13 for the 250th and I don't have time to do another something of a big size, in Primrose Cottage's 12 monthly minis, there is a patriotic design right here. Should be adorable in a display. And then the last 3, last 4 and 5. This one is a Betsy Ross Quaker. Betsy and a couple friends working on the flag with Quaker designs around the edge. Now, I never really heard about Betsy having friends to help her stitch, but I hope she did. It was kind of a big project for one person. And that is nice. And then there's a little pillow as well that goes with it. I also have in electronic format, not in paper, a chart for Betsy Ross's house. So if I ended up doing that Quaker, I might do the house as well to put those in a display together. This I think is hysterical. This is very folk art. This is Quirky Fractors 2025 by Twin Peaks Primitives, and they are very folk art characters here. And I'll show you the back because it shows all of them that are in the book. I don't think I would stitch them all, but I do particularly like this one because you can pretty much envision that being depicting Jefferson, although he needs to have red hair. And I like the ladies and the eagle. Very different way to depict the eagle. Whether or not I would ever do any of the others would just kind of depend on what else is calling my name at that time. This is a chart this is a big girl. She is 349 stitches wide by 211 tall. This is Liberty's Welcome by Plum Street. I love the look of it, but it's big. I probably won't be starting this immediately. We'll see which other charts call my name before that one, because Here is also a big chart, and I am very fond of it and hope to start it soon. This is Rosewood Manor's new celebration chart. I mean, seriously. I do not have in my stash any dark blue fabric like that. I do have a lighter blue. I don't know if it would lose something if it were not on a darker fabric. Y'all were very helpful after the last video in giving your opinion about what fabric I should use for when I stitch the daily reminder. And if you would tell me if you think I need to wait until I can get some darker fabric, or if you think this would work all right for this chart, I'd really appreciate that. And it also has some little charts on the back. Very awesome chart. Very, 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 very. Okay, and now the last two that I have to share are both by Plum Street. And, you know, I'm a history buff, and I also am particularly fond of George Washington. I have an ancestor who was a bodyguard for Washington, and so I always feel an affinity for old George. And these are the charts that Plum Street did to highlight Washington's two horses that he used throughout the Revolutionary War. This is Nelson. And the tree is a magnolia tree, and the flowers are lilacs, both of which he had growing at Mount Vernon. When I went to Mount Vernon, it wasn't lilac or magnolia blooming season, but I did see them there, the plants at least. And here is the other horse. His name was Blueskin. And he would switch off with these so that one particular horse didn't get completely run down. These are the two main horses that he used, and they both retired with him to Mount Vernon at the end of the war. And what is that? Is that a cherry tree? I think so. That story is probably not really true, you know, but there you go. So I hope that my sharing these different charts with you has let you see that, yes, there are some new charts, but you don't always have to look for the newest thing. You can look, there's, you know, every single year for forever, there have been patriotic charts come out. So your choices are practically limitless. And I hope that if you decide to stitch patriotic either this month or into July, or if you decide to do that stitch along for all of next year, I hope that you enjoy stitching those. The last thing that I wanted to share is about, you probably are aware of the Jingle Ball that Steph from Lindy Stitches runs every December. And the last couple of years, she's branched out and she has other virtual events at various times of the year. Last year, I think, was the first summer that there was a midsummer stitch. And we're coming up on the timing for this year. And this is the advertisement. Now, if you're not familiar, you go on the Lindy Stitches website and you pay, I think it's either $8 or $10. And then for the time period here, you'll be sent the code to sign on and you'll have chat rooms to go into and chat and stitch with other stitchers. She always has programs. Sometimes she has guest designers showing new things, and I think, yes, exclusive patterns that she's got listed here, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I haven't made it up very late each time, which is funny because I'm a late night person. But if you are a late night stitcher and want to hang with other people online, this is a way to do it. July 19th through the 20th, Midsummer Stitch. And again, you go to Lindy Stitches to sign up for that. All right, don't forget the 2 giveaways, and the keywords are Liverpool for the Strawberry Fields Forever chart, and Flare for the Fabric Flare pumpkin 14 count Ada fabric. I thank you again for sticking with me today, and once again I will do my little please like, subscribe, and share with others if you like what you saw. And in the meantime, I hope that you all are safe, especially over the 4th of July. Be safe with those explosive things, and do please try to be considerate of people who have some issues with loud explosive noises, like some of our vets I know have problems, or some of those of us who have freaky dogs who have anxiety about loud noises. And perhaps you can find a place to celebrate where there's not a fear of disturbing anybody with those kinds of noises. And if you do like to have those kinds of things, please do be careful. And if you're traveling, be careful, careful, careful. It's going to be a busy weekend. The 4th, I think, falls on Friday this year. So enjoy. Hopefully you'll have some stitching that will carry you over the holiday weekend. And I hope that all of your stitches, until the next time I have a video up, I hope all your stitches are satisfying. Thanks. Have a good one.